down in Nilai. Here's KL. And we're looking to go to Gunung Nuang, which is out here to the right. Alright, so I've got to the Gunung Nuang trailhead, or Mount Nuang trailhead, at Janda Baik. Janda Baik seems to be an area, and there's a million homestays and bits around here. Never seen anything like it. Resorts, homestays, just stuff. And so I got to the start point on Google Maps and there's nothing here. It is basically, I think this, but there's nothing here. So I'm screwed. I'm just looking. Yeah. There's nothing. So I just spoke to a guy and he's like, in this area you need a permit, you need a guide. Parking Nuang. He's like, you need a guide, so, and a permit, and I can't just walk the hill. He said 2 years ago you could, now you can't. So I've just searched on the map, I've just expanded it a bit and then searched for trailhead. I'm gonna just see if these are all just homestays, I think. If I can just start at a trailhead. Basically I'm gonna try and find another trailhead is what I'm gonna try and do. But this like road and all this stuff on it is crazy. I've never seen so many like homestays. I think there's a river and I think people like to sit next to a river and loll about. So anyway, epic fail. It's been an hour and a half driving here and I can't do the hike, so brilliant. When I looked on All Trails, where it like comments on the thing, dudes from just a few days ago had done the hike. They hadn't mentioned a guide and they hadn't mentioned like a permit. So and normally just at the like the entrance you can just pay your entry fee, which I figured was like your permit. So I'm a little confused, but anyway, that's the state of play. I found another trailhead that's 8 minutes away from this one, so I don't know. This is all, I think this is all now next to a river. You get one of those day beds, which I don't want to do. This is classic. It says this is Woodstock. So this is Woodstock. I'm guessing you can stay there and it's got like a faux Woodstock setup, music. Interesting. Oh, that was I just did a Bali like summary and I forgot to mention that every single bar or restaurant had a live musician. Just that Woodstock things just reminded me of that. So my question to you, you've driven all this way, so hour and a half, I mean it's not too bad, and you know, I've seen the scenery and all that kind of stuff. What would you do to find that you need a guide and you need a permit? What would you do? See this, it's all resorts. Loads of resorts. So my plan, as I said, the river is beautiful here. My plan is to just find another trailhead and try and, I don't know, if there's no one at the gate, just go for it. But what would you do? Alright. One thing cracks me up about the strimmer guys in Malaysia is that in front of the strimmer guys, I wish there was a litter picker, because the strimmer guys just strim through the litter. So now you've got shredded plastic. Not just plastic, but shredded plastic. And obviously the litter guys, they're like, I ain't picking up the rubbish. There's two teams. A litter pick team and a strimmer team. I'm just wondering, but is Janda Baik as busy as this suggests? I mean, this is a Tuesday and there are so many cabins and stuff in this area. Is it really this busy? there's more here. 20 cabins. And it's this small road to get past everything. They're all on rivers. I kind of get it, but is it this busy? Okay, so I've parked up. You can just hear a motorbike. I don't know if it's coming up here. This is the Bukit Repin one, and gonna just try and hike a little bit. Have a look at the surroundings. I kind of think I've epically failed. There's nothing on the Nuang to suggest I had to guide, and I mean there wasn't even a start point. So anyway, I just want the exercise. So I'm going to shoot up this track, see what's there. I mean, even if I just get a 40-minute walk up a track, that'll do. There's a agro camp. Alright, let's go. It looks like a either motorbike or quad bike trail. The guy that saved us when we had the tyre blowout, he used to, he does travel out at the weekend and scramble around. In the UK we call it scrambling. You get a scrambler and you go whizzing about in the outdoors. This feels very similar. Okay, at the moment this track is just sort of heading upwards. It's a real rough one, so I don't think cars come up here. Maybe 4x4s, bikes, quad bikes. Don't know if you can get, that's flat, and that's the angle we're heading. So it's got a fair old incline. It's always, when I watch the footage back on like a near vertical, you just have no concept with the camera, the angle. That must be like when you watch the cycling or Tour de France or something, like you just don't appreciate that they're literally just going up vertically. I feel like that. I tried to look up this track on Google Maps, but the definition isn't good enough. It looks like they need to update their satellite images because this is just blurry forest. So unfortunately I can't get an idea how far this goes or what it goes to, but I'm kind of happy because I hike really just for the exercise, and the jungle's nice and everything, so this is as good as a official hike. It's always nice just to get that summit though and be a bit more in jungle, but let's see where this track goes. So it looks like I am on a trail. A construction guy, I think, because he's in a pickup and it looks like he was maybe involved with these. He pointed me onto this one. Oh, I can now see. So we're going to head over there. So, cool. I'll do the trail. I got a feeling this one's done by motorbike, not by legs. Anyway, at least he didn't go, cannot. Look at this construction. Woof. There's some things that amaze me. So putting up these power lines, oil rigs, and mining. You know, I might have missed my calling. So I'm just listening out. Oh, it sounds like a water main. starting to sweat. Yeah, like I saw an oil rig getting pulled across the ocean from South Korean shipbuilding company all the way to off Canary Islands, and just the sheer size of it, you know. And like when you look at those Australian mining operations, the trucks that cart like the iron ore, they're as big as, I think, isn't it like a 5-story building? I mean, just day-to-day people, you just don't see stuff like that. Whoa. Whoa. Just check this out. I don't want to get too close because I don't know what I'm hovering over, but this whole section has fallen away. Oof. Okay, no, we're not on a ledge. It's but that tipped. Oof. Wow. Anyway, yeah, so and now with the glory of YouTube, oh, YouTube's just the best. You can find anything. You can find, well, I found that oil rig. There was a tugboat pulling this oil rig that they'd just finished constructing, and it was the whole like process of how it's pulled across the ocean. I mean, it's just next level stuff. And then those Australian mines, the open cast ones, where the machines are the size of a 5-story building. I mean, shouldn't we all learn about that at some point? Just what, I don't want to say what humans are capable of, because we're capable of a whole lot worse, but just like the positive things that we're capable of. Am I talking complete rubbish? Yeah. And then there's mines, like Rio Tinto, I think, has like the deepest mine in the world, 8 kilometers or something beneath the Earth's surface. I mean, shouldn't we learn about stuff like that? Like, this crunchy road's going to be terrible, isn't it? Like, it's just quite inspirational, I think. And like, if your kids saw just what's possible, like the whole world would open up, rather than wanting to be a TikToker, as I stand here talking on YouTube. But at least I've got the vision of the open mines and, you know, like putting up these power lines above me right now. This thing. How did they do it? When did they do it? What kind of man is capable of that? Bigger and stronger man than me. Alright, anyway, about to go vertical. Check this out. I've got a feeling that on that hill, it must be Genting Highlands, because we're not near, I don't think we're near Cameron Highlands. I can basically see 3 skyscrapers on top of a mountaintop. It looks outrageous. And then there's a lower one there, loads of skyscrapers. I mean, that's phenomenal. That's made the drive worthwhile, just looking across at that. Wow, this view might get better. Let's go. I've just across the road is what I believe is a power line, maybe? This thing? We're exactly under, so maybe when they had to replace one, or one snapped, that is what the power line looks like. Just probably 9 strands woven. I mean, again, what factory is making this? I mean, sometimes I think humans are destined for destruction, but then when you see these big construction projects, oh, I'm just blown away. I don't know if you can see the pouring sweat already. My usual status in jungle hikes, to look like I've been swimming. I'm suddenly wondering, so this one side looks complete. The wires go through those grilly bits and they taut and so on. This side, it's on a pulley and the cable is down here. So I don't think it's been finished. I think it's under construction, and hence why these are here. So they hold the wire, and then at some point they pull it tight. So this one must be unfinished. And then just check out this backdrop. This might become a fascinating day. They've dropped someone off where those wires were near the road cover. I can hear someone's been dropped off here at this one. I'm wondering if they're going to tighten one of the cables while I'm here. I get jungle, I get hike, I get a cable being tightened on a power line. Oh, what a day. And I reckon this road, either they put it in, as in the construction guys, or they've used an existing track maybe. Who knows? Anyway, it's good for hiking on. Every hiker's worst nightmare. The low path or the high path? I do not know. Naturally, as a hiker, you take the upper path. So before I do that, I'm just gonna look down this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the upper. Always take the upper, the high road. Do you want to hear about my new theory? Okay. You know when you listen to military guys, if you ever have, they seem to have all these experiences. There was this time and this time and this time and this op and ooh. It's a view. Oh. Hello. I now get the weirdest look because walking around with this stick. Anyway, so military guys, yeah, they seem to have all these experiences. And when you find out, all they did was like a 3-month placement in Afghanistan or Syria or wherever. But it's this whole story. And for me, I'll have done 3 months in the same place as I was the 3 months before, as I was the 3 months before. So I only have one story. So I'm just looking at this bamboo, huge bamboo coming out of here. And you're like, oh, that guy's really interesting because he's got all these stories and he's had all these experiences. And then if you're like a corporate person in the same office, in the same house, doing the same thing month on month on month, you're living life, but it's one experience versus the guy that's stationed every 3 months to a new place has a whole new, so in a year he'll have 4 experiences to your 1. So then I'm wondering, life is a chain of experiences, and so if one wants to make the most of life, one has to pursue experiences. But because we're all going to die, who cares if you have any experiences or not? I guess there's another way to look at it. But then why? Then it's why live at all. So you then have to go to the other extreme and make every day, well, if possible, an experience. Is that not mathematically the strategically best way to get the most out of your one life? Is to pack it with experiences, and by experience I mean something different. So me driving up here, getting turned away from Nuang, finding this trailhead, walking it, seeing these power lines, is that not an experience? Because it's different to what I did yesterday. Is that making any sense? So when you consider doing the same thing that you've done before, for work it's different. But maybe like if you play a golf course, should you play that golf course a second time? Should I do this hike a second time? I kind of think you should make every experience, if possible, or where possible, a new one. Malaysia is the land of butterflies. We used to have butterflies in the UK, but there are beautiful yellow ones, there was these white and black ones. It's incredible. And yeah, so there you go, new theory for you. I'm just noticing they've put down, I saw a roll of it back there. It's like a matting roll. They've put it down on either side. I don't know why. You can see that like the track machine has been through here. The grid track has come through. I don't think it helps them because it's just straw. Straw with plastic, unfortunately, in like a matting. Anyway, so like when you, it's like tell me a memory, normally you'll resort to a holiday you took. And even though you were there for only 2 weeks, that is your reference point as an experience. Like you'll remember your ski holiday, your beach holiday, your someplace you went that was different, and they're all different instances. If you went back there, or if you do go back to the same place, can you separate from the first time you went to the second time you went? Can you separate in your memory which one was which experience? So anyway, my talking such rubbish, I do apologize. Therefore, if you like those experiences as memories, you have to seek out only new experiences. How's that? And then you have a fulfilled life. So these guys doing this power line, they'll probably go to some other country or some other part of Malaysia and do another power line. And so will their experience of life be greater than mine? When I stay in the same house month on month on month on week on week, and I can't pluck a memory from living in the same place doing the same job. Anyway, I think that's enough of me talking rubbish. If there was a famous tree here, I think it'd be this one. Yeah, it's got a split trunk up there. One side comes down that side, the other side comes down this side, and then it's absolutely vast. That is a cool tree. I wish him all the best, because that is a big boy. I feel like we totally underutilise bamboo. I mean, look at it. It's just epic. It's strong. It has those pockets within it. I think I've got some shorts made of bamboo. Like, I want everything made of bamboo, because doesn't it grow 2 meters a year? I mean, isn't it just by definition? If you can make clothes out of it, and you can make, I saw scaffolding made out of bamboo in Bali. So you've got no need to make the metal scaffolding, just use bamboo scaffolding. You just cut it. The metal scaffolding is insane. You've had to dig a mine, you've had to smelt it. There's a racket. They're either cutting something down in that jungle, or I'm in a whole world of trouble. Because there's something big. So a metal, why would you use metal scaffolding? And then it's heavy, bamboo's light because it's got air in. I just wondering globally, let's have bamboo poles for scaffolding, and then what other uses can it have? I mean, if you build something out of it, how long does it last? I reckon a long time. I reckon as long as my lifetime. I can hear the truck coming. Gonna just stand out the way. Alright, so that truck went past me with about 6 guys in. It's now got no guys in it. So that means he's dropped them off at various points. I mean, I bet the things that guy's seen, if this is what he does, put up power lines. Just think of the things he's seen. In the jungle, through here. I bet he's seen a black panther. His problem solving, he has probably next level problem solving. Don't know if you can see these incredible butterflies. I guess they're drinking from the road. Just incredible looking. Whoa, I feel like I'm in a butterfly farm. Although that's terrible. Shouldn't it be? A butterfly farm should feel like this. There's a little shack on the roadside there. Don't know if a dude lived in it. Again, another problem. Low road, high road. Let's keep up the form. Take the high road. I think I'm now just in people's housing. There's just like shacks. So, I'm not sure the solution. It's probably been about an hour to here. Dude likes to chuck his water. This is incredibly steep. I don't know if you can get any grasp of that. I'd say it's, don't know, I'll put my stick parallel. It's like that, bottom to top, which might not, again, doesn't look steep, but I'd say every step is 6 inches of vertical climb, if not more. Why have they bothered with the matting? You're on a track no one comes on. It's only a construction track. Why would you put down the matting? I do not know the answer. Why bother? Why put down the matting? What's a vehicle going to go on it? I mean, straw and plastic doesn't exactly support a vehicle. If it's sandy under there, I can't see it helping. It's called Fibromat. Erosion control, geosynthetic. I don't know how plastic is geosynthetic, but well, I think actually geosynthetic doesn't mean anything, does it? Erosion control. So it smells glorious. It's like straw. Oh, such a good smell. Maybe the rain hits that, doesn't hit the sand, doesn't wash it away. So it'll drip through that. Yes, that's it, isn't it? The rain is going to hit the matting, not the sand, and therefore stop the erosion. Ah, it's got to be it. It's got to be it. And because they had scraped the edge, like there, it would be sandy. And to stop all that getting washed away, yep, I've decided that I have solved the eternal problem of the matting. I'm sure it's not interesting at all, but here's one of the rolls and here's the sand. So roll that out, cover that, and then when it rains, all that won't wash away. Yeah, okay, makes sense, got it. The straw just stops the rain from having it deluge. Alrighty. I wish I'd recorded that interaction. The dude that's staying with this section just said hi, and he said, yeah, one day one cable gets tightened. So he said soon the cable will go up, and he makes sure it's all okay from that section. And he said he's from India, and he said that his job is linesman. So very interesting. I'd heard about I think Nepal get a lot of security jobs here, and construction jobs I thought were mainly Bangladeshi, or my neighbour calls them Bangla. I don't know if that's a correct phrase to use. Anyway, he said he's from India. Very good English. He also had very good teeth. The funny part is they must just think I'm ridiculous. Who's the white guy walking up and down our track, our construction track in the heat of the day? They must think I'm absolutely bonkers. Oh well. There's one thing I really like about Malaysia, and I think it's common all over Southeast Asia. So he's Indian, working. Like I said, we've met construction workers that are Bangla. There's a security guard next door who's Nepalese. Our neighbour's son-in-law has people from Burma or Myanmar. Would you call them Burmese or Miamese? Another truck's coming. And then there's loads of Chinese on a construction site just next to us. And I don't know. Oh, and the guy I met the other day is from Indonesia. Met a few people from Indonesia. So this may be Malaysia, but there's people from everywhere here. And I'm pretty sure if you go to the Philippines, it's the same. If you go to Indonesia, it's the same. Maybe if you go to India, there's maybe less people from other countries. There's Pakistani people here. There's just a real mix. Anyway, like I was saying, there's just a real mix. And the UK, is it like that? So what I mean is, all the countries seem to work together. You have good linesmen, you have good security guards, you have good construction, and you share your labour. Seems to be the way, and it's brilliant. These are the cables. So I'm guessing this is what carries the power. I wonder how much each one's worth. 100,000? 200,000? Look at that, they're like perfect. It's like a perfect power cable. And I've suddenly realised what that, there's signs. So there was an ultra here, because on this board, Gunung Nuang Ultra 2024, 17th to the 18th of May. Literally, it's the 25th today, 26th? So like a week ago, people were running this as part of an ultra. Ultras are normally 50 or 100 kilometers. And I'm on I'm on the very track. Isn't that cool? I'll have to look up the map because this is interesting. You might, well, the ultra is obviously running and I'm just hiking, but my point is I used to run a lot, but I've got this in my left kind of hip. If I was trying to do an under 3 hour marathon and I kept getting this, I don't know if it's sciatic nerve pain, but this pain. So I'm just at another lifter place. There's no lineman here. Maybe there is. Anyway, I was getting this sciatic pain whenever I kind of pushed it, and my distances got less and less and less until in the end just stopped running. And now if I really push walking hard, that sciatic pain comes back. I don't know how to solve it. I thought it would kind of go away once I stopped running, but it hasn't. So don't know if I need physio or something, or surgery, but it's a real pain. Check that out. It's better than it looks. I wouldn't mind if all trails were these type 1 aggregate tracks. This in the UK, this type 1 aggregate, it's like gold dust. We have like a handyman, or we used to have a handyman. And if you showed him a 12 tonner with type 1 on, he would lose his mind. He's called it, it's the Rolls Royce, that is. That's the Rolls Royce of aggregate. He loved it. Anyway. And there's all this type 1 on this road. In the UK, one load of this, so like a 10, 12 tonner with type 1 aggregate, that's a couple of £1,000. That's like $2,500. So on this alone, you're looking at, I don't know, 1 load, 2 load, 40 grand's worth of aggregate just here, just for a track. Love it. I'm guessing they don't pay $2,000 a ton for it. Whee. Or it might be $2,000 a load. I can't remember now, it's been a while since I bought some. I'm suddenly wondering how those ultra guys did it. I mean, you can barely walk down here without taking a perler. And these guys were running not only this track, but 50 or maybe 100 Ks up and down this. Oh, whoever managed that is a phenomenal athlete. On a lot of that trail we've been on, I've struggled to stay upright, and they've had to run this. Oof. So I'm in the middle of the jungle. There's two bikes and a cover and some kind of track. What's up there? What could be up there? Are they working on something? Is it their house? They obviously come there enough to park their bike under the shade. There's 2 more bikes at the top, under the shade. Oh, there's another bike down here. I might be about to find out. There's 1,000 yellow butterflies, like this one. It's kind of weird seeing the water pipe in the river. It's cool, but nice, huh? I wonder at what point you get fish. So it looks like these lines have been tightened already. And right underneath that power cable. And this bit of jungle, see here, it finishes. That jungle finishes. And this looks all fresh. So I wonder if these are old power lines and the ones we saw in that reel are new ones. I wonder if these are old. All these butterflies, I think they're all drinking water. Woo! Maybe not doing actual trails is more fun. I've got to speak to a linesman, I've got to, well, they haven't tightened the cable yet, but they are. Got to look at old power lines, I think, and then new power lines. Maybe this is more fun. Got to see a river. Oh my god. Woo! Some men are just harder than others. What I mean is, these guys, these construction guys, they're as hard as. Whee! So, water sprinkler on this. I'm not going to guess what type of plant that is. I've got a guess, but it can't be. The sprinkler's having a hard time. It's got air, it's pulling in air. So along this track, there's loads of bikes, but no people. He's up there, but what's up there? What's he doing up there? Durian? Or something else? Be intrigued. I'm intrigued. I kind of think I should stay on the track, because if that's his farm or whatever, you know, I wouldn't want someone just walking in on my farm. I was going to say, I managed to get, it's not the easiest thing navigating through KL, because I've come from Nilai. You have to navigate through KL and out the back to get kind of like to the Batu Cave side, the Cameron Highland side, the Genting side, and normally I take 4 wrong turns. But today, again, second time, I managed to nail all my exits, which is no mean feat. And I mentioned it before, but here, the tactic, because there's 6 lanes and 4 lefts and 10 rights at any one point, you don't know which left or which right you're taking. And some lefts actually go right and some rights actually go left, so you can't look at like the map either. So the best way we found to navigate is via the place name. So I knew I was heading to Kuantan or Cameron Highlands or so anything. So then it makes which road, it makes it more, I was going to say more obvious, but it's definitely not obvious, easier if you navigate to the place rather than trying to follow Google Maps, because Google Maps is not qualified to help you driving through KL. The straw in plastic is quite a contradiction. They're trying to stop the erosion, yet they've now put a webbing of plastic down. It's the irony. Save the erosion, but cover the mountain in plastic. Oh dear, what do you do, eh? What do you do? That is bamboo, as high as you like. I'm a big fan of bamboo, incredible. Looks like they're collecting a man. I'll just leave the camera rolling because he might come past us. Really weird commentary, but it's funny what comes in your mind when you're just surrounded by silence and no inputs. So I was just contemplating, because I'm walking and like just getting there is hard work, and in a minute jumbo jet will fly over and, like, you know, in the blink of an eye it's got to there. So I'm just contemplating, when man obviously used to go everywhere on his own 2 legs, when he figured he could ride a horse. Can you imagine how outrageous that was? You can sit on another animal and get from here to there without moving. Okay, you've got to kind of like get the horse going, but that must have been phenomenal. And then what came next? Maybe the cart. So the horse and the cart, and then the bicycle. And to sit on a bicycle and go from here to there. You'd save what, 1/10? You do it in 1/10 the time. And then came the combustion engine. And you've got a car. You could get from here to there on a combustion engine. I mean, the absolute genius, and what a leap in human, to make that combustion engine. And then flight. We must have looked up at the birds and gone, well, that's not bloody fair. So imagine the leap when we figured out we could fly, and then jumbo jets, and then sonic power. And then now I'm wondering, what's next? Because obviously when you're on a horse, you have no vision that a car is possible. And when you're in a car, you've got no idea that a plane is possible. And now we've got planes. Are we going to teleport? Or go through a wormhole? Will that become teleporting from here to some other place in a nanosecond? Whoa, I've just realised the view. Incredible. Just swing it all the way around. Just check it out. If you're not here, you might as well have been, because you've seen it all with me. And then that must be a track up to those two. So anyway, I'm now wondering what comes after flying. Teleporting. Must be teleporting. What else could it be? Or sonic jets, maybe? Ones that go quicker than the ones that we have. See how they've cut down the jungle where the lines went. That's interesting. What a project. What a crazy project. Here comes another truck. So anyway, that's the thought. This is really nice, I'm enjoying this. Bit of construction going on, good walk, got my exercise, seen the jungle. There's a jumbo jet, just as I talked about one, literally flying overhead. There is some kind of pipe. Maybe just to help the water get across the road. I'm about done on time. Gonna head back soon. I've got a feeling, because this was an ultra, I could just walk forever and I'd probably never get to an end. I was hoping to get to some kind of peak, some kind of finish, so that I could turn back. Maybe I'll just walk this bit and then swing it about. I might be able to get, if it bends round up there, that might be the natural finish for me. I can hear the 4x4 climbing something. Just look at that track. So just a bamboo bit sliced off. So that is solid as, look at the thickness of that. And then up there is your pocket, that to that, and there is your next pocket. I mean, surely we can do more with this. Look, it's so solid. The circle is the strongest structure, and that is just unbelievable. Surely it should just be man's construction material. I'll see if I can find some more stuff made out of bamboo. just to show my support. It's funny how the water pipes are running down all the rivers. How far up do they go? And who put them there? And how did they put them there? Because they're not exactly light. I love like man-made bridges. I don't think, well, man-made, I mean like not formal construction. I feel like bridges aren't used enough. Like, you know, at a traffic lights, there should just be a bridge. Like, there should be a simple 100-yard bridge where you zoom, zoom, up and over, so that you don't have to stop at the lights. And then both ways, and I guess the main one just hops over, carries on, and the one turning going the other direction, actually they don't have to stop either, because they could continue and only the joining traffic would stop. So more bridges, and I feel they make a meal of them. I think they could be very much more, my brain's going, because there's a bridge in London that was built by the army or something 40 years ago. It was a temporary bridge. It's still there and it works. It's a real clunky, you know, when you join it goes gugunk, and at the top bit it goes gugunk, but it works. So it doesn't have to be like a $5 million project. Just whack in an army bridge, save everyone hours, $1 billion in the economy by not stopping at traffic. Anyway, I got to a sign, ultra running, wrong way. So it's quite interesting because it flies you off into the jungle, into here. But where do you go now? I mean, I can see that was sharp. You go in here, but where? And I've just spiked myself on whatever that is. I'm assuming they had a map or something, because I can't see where you'd go. Ooh. I had a thorn in my, managed to spike myself. Anyway, that's where the ultra went, flying off into the jungle. Oh, incredible. I'm gonna have to look this up, because they've done an incredible ultra, truly incredible. Actually, let's just look around a bit more. I'm really close to heading back. Got to be back to pick up kids from school, but I just can't resist having a little look. Malaysian heat. You can see I'm in the sun. I did put on sun cream. I find once you're soaking wet with sweat, you stay pretty cool. I kind of chose this t-shirt because it holds the water. It's quite thick material, so it's like I'm wearing a cooling shirt because it's just soaked in my sweat, and my trousers are soaked in my sweat. And I don't want to say it's cool, but you don't kind of get any hotter. It's a bit weird. Anyway, that's kind of my, you know, you don't just get hotter and hotter is basically what I'm saying, because I'm covered in this. And water is the best conductor of heat. So if you've got water next to your skin, you're just wicking out heat, keeping you cool, in theory. I don't know, but then with this breeze, I definitely feel like it's keeping me cool, even in this lasting sunshine, tropical 30 whatevers degrees. All right, we're heading back. My guess is that the track isn't wide enough, or whatever it is they're bringing up here, because otherwise why widen it? So in all these corners they're widening this. Fascinating. What a treat for me. Massive construction project. How is it not fascinating? I don't know why they've done some bits and not others, but right, still making my way back. Starting to flag now. I haven't eaten. Getting a bit thirsty. And these rolling hills starting to take their toll. But I don't think I've got too far to go. So, whew, so many beautiful butterflies on the roadside, and we'll just keep cracking on till we get there. Oh, I am pretty beat, which is perfect. Back now, hopefully where I parked the car. I can't even remember the name of where we are. Tupin, Sakin, something like that. Bucket, Sakin, Tupin. Oh, that's funny. It's the agro. The straw thing is office is there. Yeah, there's my car. That was a good hike. If you make the same mistake as I do, coming to Nuang and not being allowed, park up just there, fly up there, follow the track until you're tired, either way, left or right, and you've had a great hike. I'm super chuffed I was able to find something after getting a cannot. I have remembered to bring, it's a dog, but he looks very chilled out. I've remembered to bring a change of clothes, so I'm gonna take this off. I've just seen, see that house? Oh, that's incredible. What a view that must have. Wonder whose that is. Nice view. Wonder if you can rent it. So yeah, have remembered. This is just sopping wet. Yeah, I recommend that hike. It's good, and not through the jungle. So if you're like anti-leech or like you don't like the pathways, it's spot on. All right, that's it. All right, so I've made sense of what I did. I drove from Nilai to starting point Gunung Nuang or Gunung. Oh, I keep getting corrected in the comments. I do apologize. Gunung Nuang via Janda Baik. Okay, I know I got the pronunciation wrong, but okay. So I navigated into here, Janda Baik, and this is all where the villas were, homestays, river stops, and all that. So I got denial to do Nuang from this point because I didn't have a guide, and apparently I didn't have a permit, and apparently you need both. So when I searched for a trailhead, it came up with this one, Bukit. Again, I just apologize for pronunciation. Repin trailhead. So I drove round. It was like 8 minutes, and that was that agri camp that I saw just at the end there. And I parked somewhere here, and then unfortunately the current Google map is covered in cloud. But I've just had a look around, and so I must have walked up this trail into here, and then what you'll see in a sec is that, so I must have walked far enough into here to get to this, which I believe is the track where the pylons are. See these pylons? So my walk must have connected somewhere under here. See how they've made this trail? They've cut down the forest where the pylons are. So I must have walked this down here. And just so you know, so I got to this village, I believe, where I could walk down here, but I chose the upper route. And you could go all the way into each of these sections. And this is where those pylons were going. So it makes for an easier trail when you're following this track. So yeah, I must have taken that here, and that must be what they used for the ultra. And then just unfortunately it goes into this cloud point here. But so there's the Nuang, which I wasn't allowed to do, and then here's the Repin trailhead where I parked up just here and walked up that road. All right, hope that's useful. That's it.